talked about, no, let's dive into the different types of financing options. So I know we have the VHDA, the USDA. These are acronyms, yo, everyone. The FHA, the VA, the conventional 203K, no down payment grant program. So each of you have your own specialties. You all do FHAs and conventionals, but I know because I've dealt with all of you, you all have small, unique specialties. So let's start with Gary. Your no down payment, 0% down program. How does it work?
So basically what it is it's a FHA loan, or you can do it with conventional. And what we do is we have a couple different options. The most popular is our FHA, where you get a 3.5% second, that can either be paid over a 10-year period, so that you're repaying the down payment, or you can have a 3.5% second, where as long as you make your payments on time on your main loan for 36 consecutive timely payments, not more than 30 days late, then that down payment, the 3.5%, is forgiven. Okay, it's pretty cool, just because it's a lot more lenient than some of the other bond programs or down payment assistance or grant programs in terms of debt to income and credit score requirements. And especially right now, the rates are literally insanely competitive. Across the board is 3.75%. You do not have to be a first-time home buyer. There's no income restrictions or caps on it. Depending on how much you make, it does sort of change how you have to structure it slightly. That's probably a little too much detail for now. That's something that, we typically deal with on a case-by-case basis. But it's really kind of just an opportunity to help people who, are in a situation where they just don't have the money to put down. Just like with any program, which we'll probably hear about in a second, there's, pros and cons, with it. Of course, you're going to have a higher payment because you're looking at 100% financing. But for people who don't have the down payment, it's a wonderful option to consider. So that's
the minimum credit score on those.
I'm sorry?
What is the minimum credit score?
620 is the minimum credit score for those. I usually prefer and recommend trying to get at least to a 640, just because with the program, there's an automatic 1% origination fee, which is 1% of the loan amount that gets added to the closing costs, which, can be paid by the seller through seller concessions. Or you can finance it in if the appraised value can support it. But once you fall below the 640 mark, you also now have to add in discount points. So you may have an additional 1% discount on it. Again, that's going to be one of the cons against the program. However, if you're in a situation where, you just have to move and your down payment's not readily available, you just have to look at negotiating it into the contract one way or another.
Wow, that is really good information. So this is for owner-occupied properties that
Correct.
You are buying to live in, not investment.
Correct, yeah. It's going to be primary homes only. You can have non-occupant co-signers. And as far as, the income I was talking about before, it's only qualifying income, not household income, which we could probably cover that on either USDA or VHDA because that becomes relevant on those programs.
Okay. So